So fellas, been absolutely inundated with questions on Instagram, so I'm just going to get straight into it. I'm probably going to split these up into a few videos and try and be pretty concise where I can, because there's pretty much like too many questions to get through, and some of them are fucking ridiculous questions anyway, so obviously I'm just going to ignore them. So yeah, I'll maybe roll for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then wherever I'm up to I'll just carry on another vid. So let's get into it. When did you start working out? I was about 16, and between 16 and 17, I think it was the new year, so 16 and a half, I started doing weights in my bedroom for 6 months, and then I joined the gym, and my first training split was shoulders, biceps, chest, shoulders, biceps, chest for a long time. I didn't realise that I had a back or legs for a good while. Where to stay in Ibiza? I'd say Playa del Bossa. San Antonio's okay, one of the two, because that's where it's busy and that's where everyone is. But Den Bossa's better if you want to go to all the good clubs and that, because you can walk there or get a little taxi and don't have to ride the horrible bus to and from where everyone's like, because they OD'd on something or many things. How did you come to get a sponsor? Oh, I've just done that video. Want tips on, someone's tagged his mate saying he wants tips on how to seal the deal on a dance floor. I don't really know. I'm not much of a dance floor grafter, to be honest. That's not really my preferred hunting ground. You ever used carb cycling, or do you always just use linear macro percentages day after day? Yeah, just macro, not even on percentages, but on body weight, working out protein and fats on per pound of body weight. And then obviously I'll maybe adjust it based on how lean I am. Obviously because going off body weight doesn't account for your body composition, does it? So obviously, for example, a 220 pound person isn't good at 20% body fat, isn't going to require as much protein as a 220 pound person at 10% body fat, because your lean muscle mass needs to be maintained, obviously. Which type of workout do you use to train? I mean, training one muscle per day, push pull, or yeah, I do push pull legs repeat pretty much. I've gone into that a bit in some videos. They're not quite the exact same workouts, because some things only hit once a week. So chest, delts, back, and pretty much all my legs will get hit twice a week, and then bis and tris and abs only get hit once a week, so tacked on to the end of one of those, push, pull, or legs. Did the bird in your last vlog take you up on your picnic offer? Sadly not. Nah, I mustn't have framed it right. Mustn't have delivered it well enough. Are you going to be tracking macros and stuff when you go all the places you're going this summer, specifically Ibiza? Because I'm going to Ibiza for the summer without counting calories. I'm a disgusting, vile, greedy cunt. Yes, as best I can. I will always be tracking macros now, unless it's literally just like a couple of days away, a weekend here or there. I will always be trying, or doing my best. If it's very difficult, like for example when I was out, I think someone else asked this, when I was away traveling like in Southeast Asia or something, sometimes it's pretty much fucking impossible. So in those cases, I like to just try and keep protein high and calories low to moderate-ish, but then again not too low, because I'd rather come back fat than skinny fat. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather come back with fat to lose than muscle to gain, because that's an easier process. And so being in surplus, maybe gaining a bit of fat when you're away isn't the worst thing in the world, if you can still train and keep your protein high and maintain as much muscle as you possibly can as well. Do you have any bulking tips for students? See, right, people, this is a fucking big one, right? People ask me for tips. There's no cutting tips. There's no bulking tips. There's basics that you need to do very well. There's no secret little, this is a little tip that he does that no one else does. There's the basics that you need to do very well. I won't outline the basics now, because you can find them out. Types of food that are simple and easy, cheap as well, bulking and suitable for a uni student. Just have to, if you want to actually do it on a budget, then, work out your protein, your cheapest protein per penny or whatever. So pretty much go with fucking eggs from Costco or some shit like that. Sometimes you can get like yogurts, like Greek yogurt, pretty cheap, which will work out to like fucking. So there's like 50 grams of protein in a pot for some of them and that. So other than that, like big bags of frozen chicken, people, it can work out quite cheap. What's the benefits of push-pull compared to traditional bodybuilding routines, i.e. back, biceps, etc.? I don't think there's any specific benefit if two routines have the same, are built around the same frequency and volume and intensity. Then there's no benefit over splitting things up differently. I just think it's just personal preference. Did you cry when you found out I have a boyfriend? That's from some Irish name that I can't pronounce. No, I just felt an intense sensation of like real deep burning pity for you because that just means that you're not going to be able to come for a picnic with me, and from your picture I would picnic you, like maybe, probably would. So if it goes tits up, get at me. Always up for a picnic with a babe. How to track when you still live at home and your mum cooks dinner every day. You have to watch her cook it, get a pair of scales and say, Mum, fucking throw that food on them scales before you put it in. There's nothing, you can't, it's not impossible, is it? It's kind of a funny question because it's not impossible, you just do it. You just get a pair of scales and put the ingredients on and then you're sweet. Are you doing fitness for a living? Yes, online PT. And what do you think about your future? I do not know about the future. I haven't got shit planned apart from some travel plans and that. In terms of career, I don't know, man. I won't be doing this forever because I feel like I've got some fucking good shit in me, man. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm working that out. I'm gonna fucking make something good. I don't know. How to cut? Fuck off. Come on, seriously. How to cut? Caloric deficit trainers. I'm not even going to that. That's a silly question, man. Come on, dude. Just Google something, man. Pancake, omelette, smoothie, or pizza? Fuck, that's so hard. That's difficult. Obviously, there's variation on each. Pizza. I'm gonna go with pizza, man. Because if you can indulge in any of them, then pizza is always the one. Shit! Just pressed back and lost my round. Okay. How many reps and sets for each body part is optimal? There's no such thing as one specific rep range for being optimal. Cycle through rep ranges, probably optimal. Depends how frequent should I hit a muscle part? As frequently as possible, provided you have enough time to recover. So that's all subjective to you, sleep and nutrition, and there's no set answers for these kind of things, really. You can do your best to give yourself the best chance of being as close to optimal as possible, but there's no set real do this many reps, this many sets, this many times a week. I think typically hitting a muscle group twice a week is good. You're not going to be making gains slower than, noticeably slower than everyone else who's doing everything else exactly the same. Could you mention some good electric artists? I don't have a SoundCloud as well, but I posted a load of tunes on my Facebook page, so get onto that and check them out. There's about like 50 or 60 tunes, just my most played, like some decent, well, they're all fucking decent, some are heavy, some are very heavy. Opinions on carb cycling? Haven't had any experience on it. I've just never felt the need to go for carb cycling. I'm quite comfortable with sticking to a regular macros day in, day out. Never really felt the need to go for it, and I'm not sure if there's really, I haven't really seen, but then again, I haven't delved that hard. I don't want to write it off, but I haven't seen any significant evidence of benefits of carb cycling over your standard, consistent regular macro split. When do you usually start to cut and bulk, and do you have a period of maintaining weight? I never really see the point in maintaining as such, because you may as well always be in a tiny surplus at least, because then you may make some gains. You're not gonna be putting on any noticeable fat. When I bulk is when I feel ridiculously skinny, or when I'm lean enough to start a bulk. So obviously when you start a bulk, you want to be able to look at yourself and think, right, from this point forward, I'm never going to be leaner for a long time. Am I happy with that? Obviously then you have to try and stay as lean as possible while you bulk. But basically when I feel fucking lean enough and when I'm getting skinny natty feels, when I'm like, I feel like I don't even lift, that's when I start bulk pretty much. I don't really synchronize it with like holidays or seasons or whatever that much. And when I start to cut is the same when I feel fat, man. And which is because that's the difficult thing for me is not sticking to cutting calories, it's sticking to bulking calories. There's a whole, I'll get into it in the video, but yeah. Lowest you go on carbs in grams when cutting, maybe like 200. Nah, not even that. Maybe like 250-ish. Also, when refeeding, do you up your calories to maintenance for that day? Yeah, maintenance, or maybe like 100, 200 calories over. Yeah. How long do you stay true to your lean bulk phase before commencing a cut? Kind of been through that. Were you ever part of any sports teams? Not really. I did play football when I was younger for a team, but I was never great at any particular. I was kind of a jack of all trades. I'm decent at a lot of sports that I get into and put time into it. Especially as a kid, I don't do that many sports anymore. But as a kid, I was pretty good at most shit, but not exceptional at any. Well, that's probably just because I didn't put the time into any of them. Because none of them really gave me that, fulfillment, passion. How often do you binge? Too fucking often. How long is this? Oh, sorry, I'll carry on. And how do you deal with it? Right, if you have a binge, what you need to do, so initially to stop binging, your likelihood of binging increases greatly if you starve yourself, and have too long between your meals. If you think you're getting ahead by waiting ages between meals, the likelihood of you then smashing that next meal and going over on it and going, I'll just have this, and like nibbling after it and stuff, it greatly increases. I think it's better to have 3 or 4 meals of regular intervals. The same with if you're in a too high a deficit trying to cut really fast because, oh shit, I'm on holiday next week and I only just realised I'm a fat motherfucker, then, the greater the deficit, obviously, again, that will increase your chances. It's not just a case of willpower and saying, I won't crash. You have to really manage yourself and give yourself the best chance. And so that's why, it's one of the reasons why cutting in a slight deficit is better. Right, so that's trying to prevent a crash. When you do crash on your diet, I'll typically then, say if I think I've gone 1,000 over, I won't try and account for that 1,000 calories. I'll maybe account for like 600 to 800 of it by dividing that over the next few days and knocking more off each day. Don't go 1,000 calories over and then 1,000 calories under, because it creates the binge starve cycle and you'll be forever stuck in it, and it's terrible for you. Not just psychologically, physically, everything. It's tragic, man. That's how you end up being a tragic lad. When I get to bro level, call over to Ireland for a session. Yeah, I'm gonna get over to Ireland and actually film some like fitness related shit with Rob Lipset. So I'm gonna actually get over there soon. And there's a lot of people actually have noticed that like follow me and shit from Ireland. So if I go over there, because flights from Liverpool to Ireland are cheap as fuck, so I'll get over there and I'll just announce it and we'll just gather everyone together and have a big sick vibey sesh or whatever. Not sessions in like when people talk about taking drugs together, in that kind of sesh. I mean like gym sesh or something. Ever used Fat by Lane Norton? No. Do you drink, and what's your recommendation for it being the least impactful and hindering my fitness goals? Limit it. Yeah, I do drink, but a lot of times I'll just have a couple, and when I know it's going to be a heavy one, just to account, just accept it, man. Just accept that it's part of life, and accept that you can make them gains back. You just have to not do it too often. It's just, the difficult thing for me is not even the drinking. Well, partly it is the drinking, but it's the next day. My tendency to eat shit all day and binge and fuck my macros off greatly increases when I'm either tired or hungover. And obviously I'm usually both after that, so that's why I don't do it that much. I maybe drink maybe like once a month. Are you doing any festivals this year? I don't think so. I might do a last minute one or something, but I got a lot of like holidays and shit to save up for. Okay, I'll finish on this question before I pick up with the next lot. What is the definition of made it for you? And do you think you're gonna be trying to make it forever because you will never be satisfied? That's some deep level shit, man. It's deep as fuck. So, to me, I don't think there is a state of made it. I don't think, I talk about it a lot and say, oh, he's made it, oh, I'm gonna make it. I don't think there is a state where you have made it and everything's fucking rosy and it's done, because I don't know who it was that said this, but he was the author of some book that I fucking know, I don't know. He said, the pleasure, the satisfaction is not in being at the top of the mountain, nor is it in, obviously that is, you're like, yeah, this is pretty good, but if you just get a helicopter to drop you at the top, you're not going to be like, yeah, you're not going to feel that deep level fulfillment, nor is it wandering around at the bottom, more it is in the climb. And so, and people who, have like great entrepreneurial success, they never stop because they realize that the satisfaction is in the making it, it's not in the made it. And that's what I think, man, and that's what I've noticed as well. Just little personal victories and improvements, that is where you get deep fucking satisfaction. And so, yeah, I'll never be like, oh, I've made it, I've made it, and that's it. Because you'll always want something more. It's not a case, you say you'll never be satisfied, yeah, but at the same time, I'll never be dissatisfied. I'm not dissatisfied now. I'm not thinking, oh, I need to make it, I've got to fucking, I only talk about that from a sense of just improving on a personal level, because that's where happiness comes from, in my point of view, or one of, not solely one of the big points. What I would say is, as your life improves, your circumstances improve, and you kind of build the existence that you want, that you're happy with, you have more glimpses of what I'd say is a made it moment. Like, sometimes I've had times in my life where I look around and I think, fuck me, this is perfect, man, this is the absolute shit, and you cannot control those feels, man. I maybe had like 10 or something. Most of them have been when I've been like away traveling or something, and I've been with like new people and experienced something completely new, and it's just been a sick time, a sick day, and I just think, you know what, fucking everything is absolutely sick as fuck, and it's hard to control those feels, and that's what I'd say is a made it moment. That cannot last, and you wouldn't want that to last, or it would wear off, and it wouldn't, if that lasted, it wouldn't be so fucking, you wouldn't savor it as much. It's weird. It's a weird thing. In those moments, I actually feel like it's a fucking weird kind of horrible thing to say, but it's a sense of I could actually die now and I wouldn't be arsed. I wouldn't give a shit. Obviously, on reflection, you think you would give a shit because it's, your family would be fucking in bits. All the YouTube subscribers would be in absolute bits, because who else are they gonna go to for like sick as fuck videos? Just kidding. All that kind of shit, but you actually think, shit, I could die, and I'm content. That's what it is. I think it's from being content, and I think as your circumstances improve and you kind of create that kind of life for yourself that you really want, that you picture and become the person that you want to be, and the person that you really, I think these made it moments will become more frequent, and probably more extreme. And so maybe if you plot them on a graph against time, your life here, then they're gonna be the number of them. If it was cumulative, hopefully as you get older, you'll experience this more and more, and that's what fucking life's about, man. Because it's fucking sick. Thinking back to them now, it's just sick times, man. Sick times. All right, I'm gonna stop this video and then crack on with the rest of the questions. I might as well get it all filmed now, but I'll upload it separately, so it's not like you don't have to like sit here for an hour watching me fucking chat shit. Okay.
They see me rolling, they hating. Ooh, Joey Lenny is my hero.